An improvement in the environment.
Quality they could be proud of.
Improve our culture.
Affordable housing.
Growth of the economy as a whole.
Job opportunities for many youths in Kenya.
Quality infrastructure for transportation, energy and urbanization are critical for growth and human welfare. Agriculture, health and education also require infrastructure investment. By utilizing Japan's accumulated experience and knowledge of quality infrastructure and human resource development, Japan and Kenya are launching projects to build an inclusive and sustainable future.
Quality infrastructure is vital for economic growth, environmental sustainability and human security.
There is no country which has achieved development without infrastructure, and that development must be sustainable.
Japan and Kenya are joining hands to develop cross-border transport infrastructure to encourage regional integration and development. Regional integration affects what people can buy, what is at the local market, and getting goods to move more easily across borders to promote global trade and investments for equitable growth.
We are very, very happy with the support we received from Japan. We have developed what we call the integrated transport policy. If you go to Mombasa, there is what we call the southern bypass, coming from a place called Miritini to a place called Moache. They are also funding what we call second container terminal in Mombasa, capable of taking about 500,000 containers, which is a massive investment by Japan.
Japan has been one of our most important strategic partners. If you went to infrastructure, then you'd find the port of Mombasa, its modernization program, both phase 1 and phase 2.
Phase 1, there were over 4,000 Kenyans were employed during that time. Over 10 million cabros were used.
Now they have built the second container terminal, which will almost double the capacity of the port of Mombasa. They are building roads so that goods can be brought in and out expeditiously, and they're building the Dongo-Kundu bypass. In addition, they upgraded Mombasa Airport not once but twice.
Japan has also contributed a lot, particularly when you look at Mombasa towards the north coast. Japan was the first one to help us build a bridge that connects Mombasa Island to the north coast, and from the bridge at Nyali, they went to Mutwapa, they went to Kilifi, giving very quality infrastructure to enable movement from Mombasa Island towards Malindi.
Quality infrastructure is the driver for industrialization. Within the supply chain, the cost of logistics is substantial. That can be reduced, then the end product is that much more affordable, improving on the ease of doing business.
All these projects have a very big impact on our economy and the welfare for our people.
We are also working side by side through trade facilitation initiative. Goods, they will move more easily across borders and connect more people, which will support the development of a connected, competitive, and business-friendly Africa. The Japan and Kenya share a strategic vision for Mombasa Port to become a thriving gateway to Africa.
Sustainable energy transforms lives, economies, and the world. Energy is central to nearly every major challenge and opportunity that we face today. Be it jobs, security, climate change, or food production, energy is essential. Japan and Kenya are working to ensure affordable, reliable, sustainable, and renewable energy.
In terms of the quality infrastructure, Japan has helped us, particularly in the geothermal area, over the 36 years that we've been together. The first plant that was commissioned in 1981 is still in operation. Japan is also contributing towards the construction of transmission lines. For example, when we constructed the Sondu hydropower project, Japan also gave us money to construct 50 kilometers of a line to take that power to Kisumu City. It's also now contributed towards a transmission line from Okaria to Eldoret and on to Uganda. Geothermal currently contributes about 47% of all the electricity that's used in Kenya. Close to 90% of the electricity we generate is coming from renewables. I would therefore then say that the fact that the contribution that Japan has made, we've been able to put up the renewable geothermal and hydro, then that has helped us to mitigate the climate change issue. If I look at Japan in terms of values and technology, reliability and all that, I can say confidently that the fact that the Japanese provide to us very good equipment, shows the kind of values they hold, and they do not sacrifice quality. And that to us is very encouraging. It's going to give us long life. It gives us value for the money. Japan has brought expertise in terms of, for example, they have trained our people. As they do this project, they have impacted technology transfer, and I'm actually a beneficiary of that. And since then, we have sent a number of people to Japan. It has left Kenyans able to maintain and continue operating those projects. The Okaria project, we are very proud of it. Okaria is the home of geothermal in Africa.
I believe that Kenya will play a strategic role in promoting clean energy as one of the world's leading producers of geothermal power. And I am confident that Japan's innovative low carbon technology will continue to serve Kenyans' energy needs in this remarkable energy transformation.
Developing sustainable urban infrastructure can boost economic growth and social stability. Japan and Kenya are collecting all kinds of data to better understand how our cities work. Our collaborative partnerships focus on quality of life, accessibility, movement of people, and delivery of goods and services in making our cities safe, resilient, and sustainable.
To ensure urban sustainability, Japan and Kenya are jointly studying Kenya's urbanization process by developing the Nairobi and the Mombasa integrated master plan.
If you do long-term planning, you have enough time to determine the risks and the shortfalls. Long-term planning also ensures that you get the best finance. So overall, the cost of the project comes down. And what we end up with is quality infrastructure.
So we don't implement the project because it's just a project. It is, what is it that we can be able to bring that is authentic Japanese? This is the approach in city planning. It's the mind of integrating different sectors that will ensure that this country moves into the next phase of development, to understand the local environment, to create appropriate interventions, and how appropriate this infrastructure going to interface during operations with the people. It's not just about transportation. It's an inclusive development approach.
In Nairobi, several flagship projects have been prioritized. The Nairobi Western Ring Road in particular is a showcase of people-centered infrastructure. In addition to the construction of durable roads that sustain traffic, people-friendly spatial environment was created for cyclists and pedestrians. Japan's road safety feature were also introduced, such as rainwater drainage system and street lights and road surface marking together with the reflective and solar powered safety devices.
We applied what is called inclusive approach to the road. What are we incorporating? In future, we actually look forward to even actually having roads whereby even for the handicapped can actually use it.
To develop and maintain sustainable quality infrastructure, Japan and Kenya have been building institutional and human resource capacities as a basis of prosperity and nation building. Beyond acquisition and transfer of skills and knowledge, we work to empower communities and to inspire future generations in building a just and sustainable future.
Some of the institutions of higher learning that we have in this country, JKUAT is a very good example. Giving credence to our science and technology and education, cooperation.
Japan, and they have been with us with this university from the 1974 to provide capacity in the areas of engineering, technology and agriculture. We have gone through the stages of having diploma courses. We have been a constituent college and now a fully chartered university. A lot of our staff have been trained in Japan at master's and PhD level through the Pan-African University, Institute of Basic Science and Technology, and the Africa AI program. Japan have also given us the capacity to train for even other African countries. We are now training for the whole of Africa.
From 1998 to where we are today, we want sincerely thank JICA. We have grown in terms of capacity building of our teachers, locally and the whole of region. So far, we have trained more than 50,000 teachers in primary schools, 20,000 teachers in secondary schools, 1,500 in other African countries to harmonize the best way to teach math and science. I'm happy with what we have continued to do. When we have many students being interested in science, that's how we'll be able to create jobs. We want to see innovation in the 21st century, because now we cannot talk of improving Kenya, improving Africa without math and science.
Very rigorous program where we get Japanese experts coming here. We also have Kenyans now going to Japanese universities. Even Japanese experts, some of them are working within our ministry to basically work with our people.
I have talked to some of those that have come back after their, the completion of their studies, and they're totally blown away with the experience that they had. They were able to in turn learn from Japanese companies, the fact that they were exposed to their culture that is very thorough, very detailed, and very results oriented.
As Kenyan contractors, we learn a lot technology-wise, discipline-wise. We had been working with the Japanese company projects for 30 years all over Kenya with the waterworks, electrical facilities, roadworks, sewerage, and buildings.
Working with the Japanese has increased my ability as an engineer to achieve quality projects, and the principle of doing the right thing the first time in applying the light quality materials, testing materials from source before delivery to site, and making sure that the quality of the material is as specified in the designs. There is teamwork and everyone understands the requirements of the project, from the technician to the engineer to the project manager.
Quality infrastructure is an investment for the future. Kenya, together with Japan, is developing solutions over the life cycle of infrastructure development. In the process of building a safe, reliable, resilient society, knowledge sharing and technology transfer are emphasized. In designing tomorrow, Japan and Kenya take pride in quality infrastructure development.
That focus that Japan has on the quality of the products that are put on the market, it's not something new. It's something that is inherent in Japanese culture, and maybe that's one of the things that we must really take away. The goods that we manufacture and produce are able to attain the highest standards.
One of the visions for Africa development is to build a quality Africa through investing in quality infrastructure and human resources. By reflecting on our long and collaborative partnerships, Japan will continue to support Kenya in unleashing the potential in designing tomorrow. Investing in quality infrastructure is an investment for the future, as it lays the foundation for a nation's prosperity.